Alright, so the third shape in our volume section of this chapter is a cylinder. So you may recall that from the surface area section of this chapter that a cylinder, for example, is a pop can. Now the steps in finding the volume of a cylinder is step number 1 to make sure to have the radius. If they give us the diameter, we simply divide by 2. Then we label the sides, the height, and the radius, and we fill out the formula, which is pi times radius times height. So now we can add it to our formula or our volume formula sheet. So we'll draw a picture, name the shape of the cylinder, and then write out the formula. So go ahead and pause the video and add that to your formula sheet. Alright, so let's try a practice question. So the very first thing we're going to do is figure out if we have the radius or not. So you'll notice this line is coming from the middle, so it is our radius. Our radius is 9 kilometers. And then our height is 12 kilometers. So we are ready to fill in our formula sheet, or our formula I should say, which is pi times our radius, which is 9, times 9 again, times height. So go ahead and put that into your calculator. And you should come up with 3,053.628. And our units for this one are kilometers cubed because it's volume. Alright, let's try another one. Now this one, as you may recall also from the surface area chapter or section, that it becomes a bit more problematic or tricky when our cylinder is flipped onto its side. So we still have to figure out if we are given the radius or not. So from this circle, you'll notice that the line goes all the way through the circle, which means that's our diameter. So we will go 12 divided by 2, which equals 6. So our radius is 6 meters. And then our height, because the cylinder is flipped, is 3 meters. Now what I would like you to do is fill in the formula and figure out the answer. So go ahead and pause the video and do that now. Alright, so that's going to be pi times 6 times 6 times 3. And if we punch that into our calculator, we will get 339.292. And then our units are going to be meters cubed. Let's try one last one. Now again, this cylinder is flipped on its side, so it does make it a bit trickier. But I would like you to go ahead and label your radius and label your height. Go ahead and pause the video and do that now. Okay, so you'll have seen by now that we have a radius because the line only goes to the center of the circle. So the radius is 5 centimeters, and the height is 11 centimeters. So we can fill in our formula. And I would actually like you to do that right now. So go ahead and fill in the formula and figure out the answer. Okay, so we have pi times 5 times 5 times 11. And if we punch that into our calculator, we will get 863.937, and the units are centimeters cubed. Alright, so now you're able to move on to chapter 4.4 homework and questions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.